like you. Be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one.
Jimin surprised fans when he quietly dropped a new photo on Weverse, a simple yet powerful glimpse into his world inside the recording studio. The picture showed him seated calmly, surrounded by dim studio lights and the soft glow of equipment. His expression was serene, his focus sharp, and his trademark sense of style unmistakable. It wasn't just another selfie. It felt like a window into a moment of creation, a chapter in progress. The photo alone would have been enough to send fans into a frenzy, but what really captured everyone's attention was the message that accompanied it. With warmth and affection, Jimin wrote, "Is it Army's birthday? Happy birthday." Just 7 words, yet they carried that familiar tenderness that Jimin always seems to convey, no matter the distance or the silence between updates. It was intimate, sincere, and full of that unspoken gratitude that defines his bond with Army. It's easy to forget how deeply Jimin feels things until he reminds us, not through grand gestures, but through small, heartfelt words. His message wasn't merely fan service, it was a reminder that, despite the hectic pace of his career and life, Jimin still remembers where everything began. That groundedness, that loyalty to connection has always set him apart. At the same time, fans noticed another detail. Both Jimin and Jungkook were reportedly in Los Angeles. Though neither had officially said why, whispers began circulating that their trip might be related to BTS's upcoming group project, an album rumored to be in its early stages now that the members are gradually completing their military service. Media outlets captured glimpses of the two before departure at Incheon Airport, dressed comfortably, carrying minimal luggage, with relaxed smiles that seemed to say more than words ever could. Later, fan accounts and Korean news sources spotted them again, this time in the heart of Los Angeles. There was something in their aura, calm, content, and quietly in sync. It wasn't just that they traveled together. It was the way they moved, almost unconsciously matching each other's rhythm, laughing at similar moments, walking side by side like two souls who didn't need to talk to feel understood. For longtime fans, none of this was surprising. Jimin and Jungkook's connection has been growing for years, evolving from playful brotherhood into a bond that feels unbreakable. Their friendship, or whatever deeper word might describe it, is a constant presence both on and off stage. Whether working together in the studio, performing side by side, or simply sharing quiet moments, their closeness radiates authenticity. Both have spoken in interviews about the importance of trust in the industry, about how rare and valuable it is to have someone who understands you beyond your public persona. For them, that person often seems to be each other. The sense of safety between them has always been palpable, as if they've built a private world within the chaos of fame. Fans, of course, have noticed the little things, the shared glances, the mirrored body language, the moments when their hands seem to find each other naturally. These small gestures, often unnoticed by casual observers, speak volumes to those who've followed their story closely. Then, just when everything felt quiet, Jungkook appeared online wearing a black Calvin Klein beanie, a simple piece of clothing that somehow ignited a storm of speculation. As the brand's global ambassador, Jungkook often wears CK items. But this one felt different. Embroidered across the front were the words, Tokyo, and beneath it, a Japanese address. 4 Chom, 24-14, Tokyo 1500001 Japan. For most people, it would be just another stylish detail. But for Jikook fans, those who remember the small, tender details of their shared history, that address meant something more. It was the exact area where Jungkook filmed his personal short film, Golden Closet Film, Tokyo, years ago. A piece that captured the quiet beauty of a trip he and Jimin took together, long before the world had fully understood just how close they were. That film wasn't just a travel diary, it was a love letter to a moment in time. Through soft cinematography and heartfelt editing, it showed Jungkook and Jimin exploring Tokyo together, wandering the glowing streets of Harajuku, laughing through quiet alleys, their voices soft and playful. It was a film about two people who found comfort in each other's presence, and it left fans mesmerized. Now, seeing Jungkook wear a beanie that referenced that same location felt too specific to be random. Fans immediately pointed out that the coordinates matched the exact vicinity of YM Square Harajuku and the Onitsuka Tiger store in Omotesando, both locations that appeared in GCF Tokyo. It felt like a silent callback, a private memory resurfacing years later through something as ordinary as a hat. But the story didn't end there. Some eagle-eyed fans noticed that the numbers embroidered on the hat didn't perfectly match the official address. The digits seemed rearranged, subtly, almost deliberately. And that's when theories began to bloom. Could the altered numbers represent something else? Perhaps a date, the day a certain photo, known as the Jikook selka, was posted online? That photo, still cherished among fans, captured a rare and intimate moment between Jimin and Jungkook. A snapshot of warmth, laughter, and closeness. To imagine that Jungkook might have encoded that date into his hat felt almost poetic, as if he was carrying a piece of that memory with him, quietly, without needing to say a word. This wouldn't be the first time BTS members have used subtle details to communicate with fans. Clothing choices, lyrics, colors, everything they do often holds layers of meaning. But this moment felt different because it hinted at something deeply personal. It wasn't a public message. It felt like a whisper, a tribute, perhaps, to a shared memory that still lingers. The beanie, then, became more than just a fashion accessory. To many, it symbolized a silent promise. A reminder that even when time passes and circumstances change, certain memories remain sacred. It's those understated gestures, a hat, a look, a word, that reveal how real emotions don't fade. They transform into symbols only those who truly understand can read. Throughout the years, Jimin and Jungkook's relationship has been analyzed endlessly, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with skepticism. But beyond theories and speculation lies something undeniable, a long-standing bond built on loyalty, trust, and genuine affection. Every time they share the same space, that energy resurfaces, subtle yet powerful. Watch closely and you'll see it. The way Jungkook instinctively leans toward Jimin when he speaks. The way Jimin's smile softens when Jungkook laughs. These are not rehearsed actions. They are second nature. They exist because, over time, closeness becomes habit, and habit becomes comfort. They don't perform for the camera. They live in the moment. Their gestures, a hand on a shoulder, a brush of fingertips, an unconscious lean, come naturally. It's not choreography. It's familiarity. There are no walls between them. No hesitation. No fear. Their comfort with one another breaks the rigid boundaries that often define idol interactions. It's not about fan service. It's about genuine ease, the kind that only appears when two people have shared years of laughter, exhaustion, triumphs, and secrets. People often try to explain it away. They call it friendship, brotherhood, or routine. But sometimes what exists between two people doesn't fit neatly into a label. Sometimes, it's something that simply is. And perhaps that's the most beautiful part of all this, that Jimin and Jungkook don't try to define what they have. They don't shout it. They don't hide it. They just are. Their connection speaks louder than words. It exists in the way they move in sync without trying. In the silent glances that communicate more than full sentences ever could. In the moments when the world falls away, and they seem to exist only for each other. That's why, when Jimin posts from the studio and Jungkook wears a hat that whispers, Tokyo, fans can't help but connect the dots. Because sometimes, love, or something very close to it, doesn't need to be declared. It lives quietly in gestures, in coincidences that feel too intentional, and in memories that refuse to fade. Whether intentional or not, these little mysteries keep their story alive. They allow fans to dream, to remember, to feel connected to something that feels both real and timeless. And maybe that's the magic of Jimin and Jungkook. They remind us that some bonds are too strong to be explained. They simply find a way to endure. So when you see them walking side by side, smiling without a word, it's clear that they don't need validation. What they share doesn't depend on anyone's approval or definition. It simply exists, as quietly and as powerfully as that photo Jimin posted, or that black beanie Jungkook wore, each carrying a story that only they truly understand.